Welcome back. In our video today, we're going to be gaining insights for Moon in Scorpio, or Moon in the 8th house. We have a lot to cover, so go ahead and put your headphones in and put your phone down, and let's discuss this placement and transit. Let's address the Moon. The Moon has to do with our emotions, our instincts, and our thought process, and the way that we process it emotionally. Okay, it has to do with your shadow self. Unlike the sun is more of the outer perception and how people perceive you, your image. But the sun is about the way that you feel deep down inside. Sometimes you don't want to expose this side to people. So, a lot of times people are not going to know your moon sign from just meeting you. It's going to have to be somebody that knows you on a deep level, have some kind of bond or connection with you in order to see this placement come out to its full potential. Also with the moon, it does show you your mother, the way that she raised you, nurtured you, and took care of you. It shows you the way that you perceived her to have nurtured you and took care of you also. It really shows you your early childhood upbringing. When you were a child, just a lot of things could have went on and took place, and it's still inside you, and it carries on for the rest of your life. All right. Now, the moon is connected to the Cancer sign. All right, moon is the ruler of Cancer. So now in the natal birth chart, the moon rules over the 4th house. And the 4th house has to do with your home, your family, the family dynamics, and domestics. It has to do with your ancestors, your roots, and your mother. So now let's discuss the 8th house. The 8th house in our natal birth chart is ruled by Scorpio. So now Scorpio rules over this house. Mars and Pluto rules over Scorpio. These are the planets that rules over Scorpio. So Mars is about action, being proactive, taking action out into the world where you want to assert your energy. It has to do with sexuality, the way you like to have sex, your sex drive. So it's a lot going on with the Mars, right? Now with Pluto, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. So now with Mars is also a warrior and a soldier. And it shows you your warrior soul and your fighting spirit. Okay, moving back to the Pluto. Pluto, it's about death, rebirth, transformation. It has a lot to do with things that are hidden. Bringing things out to the light, all right? Uncovering things. Taking a new approach to things. It's almost like it's a destroyer. So it builds things up, tears it down, and builds it back up again. And it turns into something completely different. So let's jump into what the 8th house is. The 8th house in the natal birth chart has to do with sex, rebirth, pleasure, wanting to reach somebody on a deep, intimate level, wanting to emerge sexually with somebody on the most deepest bond that there can be. It has to do with things that are hidden knowledge, matters of the occult, taboos, things people don't want to discuss, talk about, really want to kind of just brush off to the side. This is the 8th house. The 8th house also has to do with crisis, accidents, surgeries, other people's money and finances. It has to do with inheritance, okay? It has to do with things that you hide from yourself. Okay, so it's a lot with this house. This 8th house is also a very psychic house. It's intense as hell, and it's very interesting. I love this house. It's amazing to me. So now we're going to just jump right into this. Moon in the 8th house. So the moon in the 8th house, men and women, these men and women come into this life, and early on in their life, they dealt with some extreme, intense things. Off the riff, a lot of things could have went on in their lives. They could have been their parents could have been divorced. Their parents could have been going through a rough time. Could have been a lot of domestic violence going on in the home. They could have actually been separated from their parents. Somebody else might have had to take on that role of being the caretaker for these people. There's so many different scenarios and so many different ways that this could have played out. These are just a few, okay? Also, this can very well be the type of man or woman that later on in life finds out that their mother is not their mother, okay? Their father is not their father, and it's somebody else. So A lot of different things can play a role. So you do need to check out your birth chart and find out what's hitting what, just so that you get a better understanding on how everything is going to play out. So, moving back into the moon in the eighth house, these men and women do have intense feelings. They want to find a partner that they can bond with on an emotional level. Okay, in these women and men's lives, they're going to be strongly connected to the women that are in their lives. So it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Okay, the women that are in their lives, they're going to hold dear to them. And also with the women in their lives, they can also gain from them. They can also be in a position where they can own property, inheritance, land, okay, from their partners, their mothers, their aunts, their sisters. All of this stuff can take place, okay? People can put them in a will, okay? And then these people could be in a different predicament to be very wealthy. Also with displacement, women and men, they really struggle with their emotions and their feelings. Because as I said before, they went through a lot of crisis. A lot of things went on and took place. It shaped and molded them into a whole different mind frame. A whole different personality has now been brought to the forefront. Okay, so these people do become very cautious of people. Okay, very suspicious of people's motives and hidden agendas. People are not really going to be able to trust people. They really deal with trust issues. They do not want you to trust them. They have big issues with trust. Betrayal. Okay, so these people are going to definitely set their boundaries very early on in their dealings. If it's a friendship, if it's a partnership, they're going to set boundaries. And if we cross these boundaries in any way, this is when these people will become very much detached and be able to let go of the situation, because betrayal for them is a fucking damn no-no. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, these people don't like that shit because they've already been through enough. They've been through a lot. And you just bringing on the drama of bullshit is not their cup of tea. So they ain't with it. So now with these men and women, moon in the eighth house, okay, they could have had a mother, okay, and this is going to go several different ways, and it can also go even more. Your mother could have very well been into the occult. She could have been an astrologer. She could have been very mystical and a mysterious nature towards her. She could have been in the sex industry. She could have been a prostitute. Okay, she could have been selling her ass. Doesn't have to mean that she did, but she could have been. Also, she could have been the type of parent that was just very secretive, kept things from you, just kept things from people. Okay, really more guarded. Okay, had a lot of things that wasn't said. That could have been said. This could have been the type of mom that you did have. But either way that it did go, these people do struggle with the relationship with their mothers. They probably very well do seek out and wish that they could be able to bond with their mom or connect with her on a more deeper understanding. How things just turned out and how things just went, it wasn't able for those things to take place. Now, of course, everybody's chart is going to be different. Okay, so this could be your situation, and then later on you could have a great relationship with your mother and be able to talk to her and laugh and kick it. Okay, but for some people it may not turn out to be that way, and that's just unfortunate, but that's just what it is. Moving back into their mom. So, yeah, she could have also been on drugs, okay, dealing with addictions and things of that nature. She could have been in the home, but not be able to provide completely. She could have probably gave you up for adoption, okay, because she was not able to take care of you. So it's so many different things that could take place. A lot of times, like I said before, these people could have very well been shifted and moved around a lot early on in their lives. Like I said, they could have been adopted, been enforced to homes. They could have had to stay with their grandparents or their aunts, okay, and then move somewhere else and then moved somewhere else. So all these things is actually very traumatizing and chaotic for a child to just endure and experience in their lives. It can become very difficult, okay? Your mother could have also probably passed away. She could have died. So this could play out so many different ways. This placement is few. This is some kind of placement to have, I must say. I don't know people with this placement. Okay, so I am speaking from shit that I know. But it could go so many different ways. So let's just go back now into just them in general, the moon and the eighth house. So now with these women and men, they do need to watch who they surround themselves around because deception is all around them. People want to manipulate them, want to deceive them, want to convince them of negative shit. All right, a lot of times these people are very giving people, very genuine people. Okay, like I said, they have trust issues, so they don't give their trust out very easily. So now when they do, if you try to manipulate them, okay, and a lot of times this could also happen a lot of times with the women in their lives, they can manipulate them out of money, manipulate their minds, or who they should deal with, manipulate their minds on who they should be friends with, or just all different kinds of things can take place with this, okay? Like I said, this is a placement that has to do with other people's money and other people's finances. So these people in a relationship would love to be able to have a bank account with their mates, wanting to do shared things with their mates. They would love to be able to do these things because to them this is a way of bonding. This is a way of connecting with you on this level. You see what I'm saying? For them, it makes them feel like this is more secure. This placement has a lot to do with security. Okay, and security issues, trust issues, security issues. These people want to be fully stable and they want a solid relationship. Okay, a lot of times you will not see these people in a lot of serious relationships, okay? So they may have 1, 2, 3, or 4, but it's really not going to be really too much more than that. Now, don't get me wrong, these people love to have sex and they love to have a good time. So if they're not in a serious relationship, you can best believe that they're going to be out there doing their thing. But I'm talking about as far as a committed relationship where they feel like they're going to invest their time and energy into. They're not going to have too many. So you could understand right now that if you ain't that one, you just another thing going, okay? That's just it, okay? But once they do commit, they are very loyal people, okay? Devoted people. They're fully ready and able to take on that husband role or take on that wife role. They're down in that way, okay? These are the type of people that are survivors. These people are definitely survivors. They know how to go out there and get it, know how to go out there and get money. They know how to stand on their own 2 feet. They know how to make it if nobody was even there around. As I said before, they dealt with a lot of different shit. So because of that, their mind instantly goes into survival mode. Okay, and it's stemming from their intuition. These people are very psychic people. Okay, they get a lot of intuition. They're very intuitive. These people feel things in their gut and their soul. They just think to themselves, and a lot of amazing thoughts come from out their whole damn mind because these people will sit back and analyze the situation. They will get down to the details. They will break shit down. Okay, very into researching and being investigative. Okay. These people would be great at being astrologists, being into tarot card reading. Okay. Anything that has to do with the occult, these people would be able to be masters in because they have it in it, okay, need to want to explore everything that's being hidden, everything that is not known to the light. And these people really want to just gather up this information. They want to bring it to the light now. I do know people with displacement, and the people that I do know with displacement, they are not completely into astrology like that. Okay, they know about it. They know certain things about it, but they're not diving completely deep into it, okay? But if they did, they would do well. And this would also actually be the area in their life that could bring them joy, bring them peace, bring them tranquility. Okay, it can balance out whatever it is that they may be struggling with in their minds and their hearts and their souls. You see what I'm saying? But that's for them to know and for them to find out. Okay, you can't push anything on anybody. Okay, we already know that everybody's grown. So that's not even an option. But if they did take the second to do that, it would be so many different possibilities for them. Okay, these people can be very much drawn towards spirituality, even being religious. Okay, it doesn't have to be limited to reading cards or reading a birth chart, but it could be you're just going on a spiritual path. Okay, they could be spiritual leaders and speakers. Okay, fight for your rights. All right, speaking up for somebody. They can also be do well in psychology. Okay, going into the mind, going into your mental, diving deep. Just get into the depth of a situation, solving a problem, being a problem solver. They can sit back and listen to people about their storms and their trials and their tribulations, the things they went through. What made them hurt? What made them broke? What made them feel like they wasn't good enough? These people have felt like this. They felt like they have been tossed to the side. They felt like they've been thrown and kicked to the side. Okay, with their financial matters, all right? They can struggle with that area too, wanting to make sure that they have enough, but then still for short, we're not having enough. Okay, so all of this shit just plays a big, oh damn part. That's why I said if you're not into astrology, if you do get into it, be sure to check out your birth chart so that you can know how shit is hitting. If you need help, I can help you. Okay, I can help you. All right, you can hit me up. But these people have endured some rocky times. Their money will be up and down. 1 minute they're getting it, 1 minute they're not. 1 minute they're getting it, 1 minute they're not as far as the money. But as far as them going out to obtain it and go get it, these people are going to be quite consistent in that. But their money just fluctuates for whatever reason. Also, with displacement men and women moon in the 8th house, okay, this house is very similar to moon in the 12th house, okay, but the moon in 12th house has to do with the subconscious, and the moon in 8th house has to do with the conscious mind. Okay, so this moon, even though things are hidden, these are actual things that they do hide from themselves, that they do disregard and not want to deal with. So it's a lot of trust issues that they don't want to deal with. It's a lot of emotional issues that they just don't want to deal with. And this is why these people do have this detached nature and can have this detached nature when they feel like they need to present it out. All right? As I said before, they do need to be cautious about their surroundings. Negative people will try to come into their lives. And also, people that are broken people, people that are struggling, people that are going through a rough time, people that have went through a lot of shit in their life are going to be drawn to these people. They're going to seek these people out. Okay. People that need to be healed. Okay. Also are going to be drawn to these people. Now, whether if they know that they need to be healed or not from something that went on in their life, they will still just be drawn to them. Okay. They will be placed in their lives by the universe for them to be able to be that comforting person, that listening ear, that observing mind. Okay, to be able to give these people a help. But like I said, you got to remember who's in your circle, because people can be pretenders. People can be actors and actresses, acting like they need this and acting like they need that. And they don't need a damn thing, but your fucking money. Okay, or trying to just steal from you and do shit to you and fucked up shit. Because this world is just crazy like that. And people do shit. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be cautious. You have to be discerning on who you have in your immediate circle. Okay, please keep that in mind. People can be out to manipulate you guys. They can be out to do dirty. Do you know fucking damn good at all? What until I just see your whole empire crash down? Okay, be cautious, okay? What else can I say about the moon in the 8th house? Yes, the relationship with the mother could be definitely a big area for them. Okay, that there for them not to be able to trust. Okay, for them not to be able to open up on that level. But these people do desire trust. Okay, And anybody that has this placement definitely does have that desire deep down inside to want to try to see if it could work with their moms. Okay, these people are these type of people. They would love for it to be that way even if it didn't turn out that way. You see what I'm saying? Also in relationships, okay? These people can also be deceived in their partnerships. They can be in lifelong relationships, damn near, okay? And be getting deceived half of the fucking time in it, okay? Because their souls is so. It's pure, but it's dark. It's dark because the shit that they went through and the things they had to go through. Okay, so it's dark, but their souls is pure. Okay, because what they want is to be able to connect and to bond, to be able to have that stable family life, to be able to have that amazing sex, and be able to just emerge with you on a most highest level. Okay, these are great sex partners. These people know how to make love. They know how to put you over here and put you over there and do you anywhere, you know what I'm saying? They very adventurous. Okay, experimental. Okay. They like to do a lot of different things. Also with displacement on the moon in the 8th house. Okay. Somebody might like to have threesomes. Okay. They might like the opposite sex, you know? It all really depends on your birth chart, how everything's hitting, okay? But being experimental can come along with all of these different things, but you gotta check it out. But these men and women, they do seek out a love, okay? They seek out love. Love on the most deepest level. They seek out honesty. Okay. They want to be able to trust you. They want to be able to communicate with you. They want to be able to kick it with you. They want their partners to be their friends. Okay, so a lot of times they may find this in a partner, but then, like I said, they may find this partner and then later on come to find out that there were hidden things about them. It was things they didn't know that was going on. Things wasn't being discussed. Things wasn't being talked about. Okay, they started finding out that she messed with him or he's dealing with her or, I didn't know that she did that then, and I didn't know he did that then, you know, so it's so many ways this can play out. Also, it can have a lot to do with your money, okay? Like I said, it goes back to the joint finances. These people can probably have a bank account with somebody, and the person could just go in your bank account and just take all your damn money. When y'all getting into an argument, you know what I mean? Getting into an argument, things is a little iffy with y'all, and they can just go on your baby couch. Just take your money, spend your money, call you on the phone, tell you how they're spending it, you know, and a lot of these games can play on. And it's a manipulation game. It's a manipulation game that goes on and on. It's a very vicious cycle that, these people have to go through a lot of hell and hot water. Okay, but one thing that I can say for sure is that these men and women, they are very interesting people. Okay, like I said, they would do very well. They can even be private investigators. They can be agents, top agents. They know how to find out things. Look for things where you wouldn't even think to look for them. Okay, they do need to do a little bit of meditating, and a lot of these placements do need this meditation time because these people can feel like at some point in their life that they are losing their minds, that they are going crazy, that they are losing control. Okay, however, and that could be one scenario for them, but now the other scenario for the moon in the 8th house, these people can know how to manage their feelings very fucking well and not allow things to bother them, not allow things to annoy them, and look at things from a different perspective. Okay, and do the death and the rebirth and just come out as something brand new. So on the lower vibration, you could feel like this is fucking overwhelming and I'm damn near about to lose my mind and I'm damn near about to black the fuck out. But then on your higher octave, level your highest vibration. Okay, you can block off all of that negative energy. Okay, look at it and take it for what it is and what it was and just use that as the force and the drive to move forward full force and completely into another direction. Okay, into your destiny. All right, so this displacement is very powerful. Displacement is very highly psychic. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, These people can peep shit out. They know shit at a glance. It's very hard to fool these people. It's hard to fool them. And like I said, they can also manipulate also. They can manipulate somebody else too for their own advantage. So it can play so many different ways. Even though they can be deceived too. Alright? They can also be deceived. But with these people, they really feel things on a very deep level. Their loved ones, they hold dear to them. The women in their lives, they hold close and dear to them. Very protective people. They would not want no hurt or harm to come towards anybody that's their friend, their mates, their kids, their children, their family. Aunts and whoever is close to these people, please don't come for them. These people is coming for you, okay? They whooping out everything. You gotta remember that Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and the higher octave of Mars is Pluto. So these people is coming for you with knives and swords and guns, and all types of shit can go down if you fucking be trying to fuck with these people. So please don't fuck with the moon in the 8th house and these feelings. They've been through a lot of shit. They don't need no more bullshit. And if you come with the bullshit, you better be prepared and you better be ready for whatever the hell goes on, because they ready. Alright, that's all I have. Please leave a comment if anything resonates with you, and be sure to watch the next video to gain more insight on other transits and placements. I want to thank you for watching.